Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is your latest transfer news. A couple of new teams have shown interest in adding Nketiah. He could be on his way out very soon. We'll be talking about the latest on Tavares. Seems like that deal will be done this week. Which team will he be going to? How much money are we going to get for him? We'll be discussing that as well. And then the latest on Calafiori. A lot of questions on Calafiori. Is he signing? When will he sign? We'll be discussing that. But let's start with the breaking news on adding Nketiah. This is what has been reported according to Santi. He says Olympique Marseille are exploring the possibility of signing Eddie Nketiah. The first positive contacts have already taken place with his representatives. Eddie is a very popular name among the Marseille board. So this is a new team. This is a new team that has expressed interest in Eddie Nketiah. You already knew about teams like Fulham, and we've had mentions of Crystal Palace. We've had mentions of maybe 1-2 more Premier League teams, but none of them have really tabled an offer yet. Marseille have now come in for Eddie Nketiah, and this is not the first time they're interested in him. The president actually was interested in him back in 2022. They never really tabled the bid, but there was a period where we thought Eddie Nketiah would leave. I think that could have been the season where. Is that the season that he got the new contract afterwards? I'm not 100% sure, but I think around that period, around the period where Nketiah, scored those 2 goals against Chelsea, and then a few months later, Marseille were interested in him, and it was looking like they would end up getting him if he actually indeed left Arsenal. Now, Marseille, we've not directly worked with them a lot of times, but recently there's many Arsenal players that have gone on to play for Marseille. Alexis Sanchez, although not directly. Guendouzi went to Marseille. Kolasinac played for Marseille as well. If I'm not wrong, I'm sure he played for Marseille as well. There's so many of them. Nuno Tavares has played for Marseille before. So recently, Arsenal players have been going to Marseille, a lot of them. And I think it's worked out for most of them over there. I think Sanchez had a good period. Guendouzi had a good period. Eddie Nketiah could be the next one to move to Marseille. Now, the only other issue is, will they be willing to splash that money that Arsenal want for him? Because Arsenal are talking about, more than 30 million, close to 40 million, maybe even more than that. Arsenal wants a lot of money for Eddie Nketiah. They feel like they can, get enough money for him, at least 40 million or something like that. And a team like Marseille, don't be surprised if they come in and they say, listen, you only have 20 million or something like that. Now, it depends on how many add-ons, if there's a sell-on clause, all that, like, bonuses, is it a loan with an obligation to buy? Personally, don't think Eddie Nketiah will play next season, even if he stays. Like, we're looking for a striker. Havertz is there. I still think Jesus is going to be there. So I don't see where Eddie Nketiah fits in, unfortunately. And we could see it between February and May. He rarely came on, even when we needed goals. Like, he was rarely the one to be picked. We picked Martinelli or Trossard from the bench. There's even a couple of times he brought in Vieira. Smith-Rowe came on the last day against Everton, but Nketiah was never really trusted, unfortunately. So for him, he has to move on. For his own career, he has to move on. If he wants to go and play first-team football, he definitely has to move on. But will Marseille be able to pay that money? That is the other question. That would be a good move for him. I think they've appointed the former Brighton manager, De Zerbi, as their new coach. And I think he'd do well for them there. I don't think he'd do badly. I'd like to see Eddie Nketiah in France, because people usually say when you go to France, you can score even 60 goals, and then you come to the Premier League, you're not going to score. I'd want to see Eddie Nketiah playing in France and see how he does there. I still think, like, if Eddie Nketiah gets 38 games out of 38, and, he's the main man, and he knows he's not going to get subbed off, and he's going to start every single game, I'm sure he can get 13, 14 goals in a season. I still believe that. So let's see how it goes there. But that is if Marseille actually do put the money on the table, because Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal will be willing to sell for anything less than 30 million. Maybe they'd settle for maybe 20-something million plus add-ons later, maybe, or a loan with an obligation to buy, maybe. Now, if Marseille are not able to pay that money, they're not the only team that want him. Leicester City, according to Ben Jacobs, are going to be active. They still want to bring in another striker. I wouldn't rule out Eddie Nketiah at this stage, but I'm told Armando Broja is off the table there. So they are interested in Eddie Nketiah. They could be interested in Eddie Nketiah. Obviously, they've just been promoted to the league, and that's the kind of team people usually say Eddie Nketiah could be okay for. Teams like Crystal Palace, Leicester, Bournemouth, 12th, 13th, 14th, around there. Like, if he's the main man and he knows he's going to start every single game, and you create for him several chances in a game, like, I think he'd be happy in a team like that. I don't think Eddie Nketiah would leave Arsenal and go to like a Real Madrid or Barcelona. Like, there's rumors about Rafinha and Nketiah swap deal, and from what I've seen from Barcelona fans, like outside Arsenal, like a lot of Arsenal fans don't rate Edin Nketiah, but outside the other like Bayern Munich and Real Madrid's, like they look at him like as a joke pretty much. Like from what I've seen, what the Barcelona fans saying, they're like Edin Nketiah to come and replace Rafinha, rather stay with Rafinha. This guy cannot score more than 5 goals. Like they don't rate him at all. So I can't see Edin Nketiah moving from Arsenal to a bigger team. So it has to be, you know, maybe a team like, maybe if it's a higher team, I'd say maybe like a West Ham or a Newcastle, teams like that. But those teams already have their strikers, like Newcastle already have Isaac. So it's that Edin Nketiah goes to the teams that have wanted him. I mean, we've seen the teams that have shown interest in Edin Nketiah, teams like Crystal Palace, Fulham, and now Marseille and Leicester as well. So whichever way it goes for him, it's a Helen boy. Hopefully, wherever he goes, he does well. I'll be wishing him all the best. But it's tough to predict when this deal is going to happen or when it's going to be sold, especially if you don't get the money that you want for him. Could he end up staying? Could he end up staying until the final day of the transfer window and then we sort his future out then? I don't know. Let's see what happens. What's the latest on Nuno Tavares? Another that is definitely on his way out from Arsenal. And here, this is more, you've seen more progress with the Tavares deal than the other ones. According to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal have accepted Lazio's final proposal to sign Nuno Tavares on loan with obligation to buy. Fee is around 7-8 million euros. Arsenal will also have sell-on clause. Negotiations are ongoing with Tavares agents on personal terms. Now, Arsenal were talking about 10 to 12 million at the beginning, but I was sure no team would really pay that money. We'd have to, you know, take it down. And then it was around 8 million pounds. And I was like, listen, we're getting the same money that we bought him for. I think that is okay. If we can even make a profit of 500,000, that is totally okay. But now it's 7 to 8 million euros, which could be like 5 or 6 million pounds or something like that, with the sell-on clause. So if Tavares goes on to Lazio and he does incredibly well and they sell him for 25-30 million, we are going to get something from that as well. So if we do sell him right now for the 8 million euros and then later on we get like, I don't know, 5-6 million for him, and we have a total package of like 14 million from Tavares over the next couple of years, that would be great business, because we bought him for only 8 million. It hasn't really worked out for him at Arsenal, didn't really work out for him at Nottingham Forest on a loan deal, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans want him to move on. I know he definitely knows he has to move on. You already have a lot of left backs in Zinchenko, Kivio, Timber, all of those can play there, Tomiyasu, and you're signing Calafiori as well. So where does Tavares fit in? I don't think anywhere. Like if Tavares was incredible, we'd not have been looking for a left back right now. That's the thing. So the fact that we are still looking for a left back desperately, I don't think Tavares has any chance of staying. My only worry was, would we end up getting like 2 million or 3 million or having to cancel his contract like we've done a lot of times over the years? But no, looks like we're actually going to, you know, at least not make a loss on him. That would be great. If he goes on to do well at Lazio, which he could, I think he did okay at Marseille. If he goes on to do well there, then let's see what happens if we can make that that's a bit of money from the sell-on clause. I mean, we had a sell-on clause with Omari Hutchinson at Chelsea as well. We picked up 5 million from that. Let's hope we have the same with Tavares as well, and we can pick up something. That is something I don't think we used to include in contracts, like sell-on clauses and buyback clauses. I think that is very important, especially if it's a player that you're like, not 100% sure if you should be selling him, but okay, if we sell him, let's have a sell-on clause. If he goes on to do well, we get at least, 20-30% of that, or buyback clause. If a player goes and does well, you have the first option of buying him back. That is the kind of levels we need to be at. So Tavares, Arsenal have accepted Lazio's final proposal. Let's see how that one goes. I think over the next 1 day, 2 days, this deal will be finalized, and Tavares will be off to Lazio unless another bid comes in final minute. I don't know. There's a couple of other teams that wanted him, the likes of Ajax, but let's see what this one happens now. Calafiori. What's the latest on Ricardo Calafiori? Well, according to reports on Ricardo Calafiori from Graham Bailey, sources have informed HITC that Arsenal have reached the broad outline of an agreement to Bologna over Ricardo Calafiori, with both clubs now looking to hammer out terms. Mikel Arteta believes Calafiori would fit perfectly into his system at left back. Now, there was talks from David Ornstein saying Arteta really wants Calafiori, but there's like a couple of people, around the team, the coaching team, the board, and all that, and they're like, "No, you're not really 100% sure about him." Some people have said, "Is that's why it's taking a lot of time because Atta really wants him?" But there's a couple of people who don't want him that are trying to finalize and feel like see if they can get other options or whatever. I don't think that is the case. I think the deal has already been accepted, 50 million. They're now just finalizing the deal in terms of maybe they want sell-on clause included. I don't know. Maybe they want certain number of bonuses, installments, maybe fewer installments, more money up front instead of, for example, if you're offering them 30 million plus 10 million later and then add-ons 5 million or something like that. But they want that 5 million right now and then, more money in bonuses if he comes and plays 30 plus Premier League games, if he comes and wins a trophy at Arsenal, if he comes in and wins maybe an award like Player of the Season or something, maybe they'd want to, get some more money for him because he's a very talented player, as I've said. If he stays at Bologna for the next 1 year, 2 years, they could easily sell him for 80 million. Like it could easily go increase like 30-40 million in terms of his sale. So if we get him right now, we are basically scooping a massive talent that has a bright future. Seen him performing well for Bologna, performing well for Italy. The only way for him right now is up. The only way is up and come and test himself in the Premier League, left back, left centre back is going to be great. So I don't think it's a case of some part of the coaching team not being sure about Calafiori, be it because of his injuries, I don't know, be it because of maybe they feel like we don't need a left back, I don't know. I think Atta has the final decision anyway, so I think if he says he wants the player, he will get him. But the thing with that, the coaching team, we've noticed the last few years, I think Atta really listens to his coaching team as well. The set piece coach, the goalkeeping coach, all those people. Like if they make a recommendation, Atta usually sits down and listens. That's why Raya was recommended not by Arteta but the goalkeeping coach. I'd not be surprised. A few things here and there the set piece coach decides, or maybe the assistant coach decides. Like putting Rice on corners, that has to be from the set piece coach. Like he really trusts his the rest of his coaching team. Like there's a couple of others who do basically the team talk and the one-on-one individual and talking to the player one-on-one and asking them what's the problem, what is going on, this is what I need you to do. Like Atta leaves the coaching team to do all that most of the time, so he does trust his team. So if most of them tell him we're not sure about Calafiori, I'd not be surprised if Atta said, okay, maybe let's see what will happen with that. Let's see what will happen. But I'm sure Calafiori will be an Arsenal player very, very soon. I'm not worried about that one at all. Not worried at all. Finally, let's finish with the Chido Obi Martin story, and this is what has been reported today. Mikel Arteta had held face-to-face talks with Chido Obi Martin recently to discuss the striker's future at Arsenal. There is an increasing confidence that Arsenal will fend off interest from Bayern Munich to secure the Danes' long-term commitment. So Obi Martin, there was a bit of a scare when you were first told that he's about to leave Arsenal for Bayern Munich, and he had broken the record of the number of goals he had scored in the under 18. He's scoring 9 goals in games, 7 goals in games, hat-trick on his debut. Like, he's very good. He's a very, very good player, Chido Martin. I don't think it's still time yet to break through into the first team. Some of you have been saying, can you bring into the first team, as a backup striker or something? Nah, no, not now. Give him another 2 years, let him keep on, playing for the under 18, advance the under 21, and then we can bring him back and maybe give him an opportunity when he's 17 or something. I mean, we have players like Yamal who are shining at 16, so it's not like the craziest thing to happen. You have a couple of 16-year-olds who've performed before, the likes of Rooney. Let's hope Chido Martin can have the same for Arsenal and he can progress and, join our first team and become a regular in our team, just like the likes of Bukayo Saka. Let me know what you make about everything we've covered. Chido Obi Martin, Calafiori. I know some of you will be like, no, why haven't you signed him yet? No, not advice. Do you think we should be asking for more money? And Nketiah, how much money should we be getting for him? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.